Alright, guys, here we go. So, I hope this works out right because I'm actually going to be recording and actually drawing at the same time. So, let's just see how that works. Don't have a tripod, don't have a piece of tape to stick this to my forehead. But let's just go ahead and go and see how it turns out. And I hope it helps and gives some education and spreads some love. This is just all random information we're gonna throw out there because it should be known, okay? So the whole point of this um, was to talk about the Aquarian Age. And in fact, because of the entire depiction, the Aquarian Age is actually in the conclusion. I know. Bear with me. So I also should have gotten some graph paper, but I actually didn't, because I just would have helped with this whole 90-degree concept here. So I'm gonna draw kind of like a slight grid, so to speak. In well, most of my lines are gonna be in brown, shall we say, and I'll use other colors to kind of highlight that. I was gonna use a mechanical pencil, but I have a feeling I might be going too fast for that. Okay, so let's talk about. I think we'll go ahead and talk about Mayan time, because that's what we were talking about. So, the Mayans believe in a spiral type of time and travel. Okay, that's what the Mayans believe in. They believe that time is a spiral. Let's talk about the other different concepts of time. So, time is going to be either linear, it's going to have a beginning. Let's just grab this. And it's going to have an end. Okay? It's going to have an end. Ah! I'm so sorry, little bug. I think I just killed this little bug. Swiped him right across. Oh, thank you for your sacrifice. So then also, time can be considered like secular, kind of like a cycle. Okay? So you have your continuum, and you have your linear, and then you have your kind of a secular. Quantum can kind of be considered all of these together, so to speak, but we won't get that far too fast. And it's more or less linear than like linear is just really to kind of get you to grasp the concept of the measurement that's being used. But it's really going to be having to do with the cycles and like the more quantum continuum type of depiction. So where are we going with this? Let's just say, actually, this probably should be drawn this way. But this is the kind of the Milky Way galaxy, right? Because we have this giant kind of drift here. Okay, we have a giant drift here. So you have your Milky Way galaxy, and you have the giant drift here, okay, in between the galaxy, right? And let's just say that this was 2012. Okay? Then, let's just say this. Let's go about here. No graph paper, so I'm like, I'm not obligated to count squares. Let's say that this is 3000 BCE. Okay? And let's just say that this is 1500 BCE. And now all this information right here that we're discussing is available on any chemistry website, any college website, any basically NASA for the most part. And yeah, so this isn't like, this is considered common knowledge still. So, let's go back. Let's go ahead and segue ourselves into how we can depict a linear measurement onto a 3D plane. Let's just say this is X time. And this part should be fun. If you could draw this part right here, just this part that we're about to do, you'll kind of probably be proud of yourself. Okay, so let's just call this the omega point, alpha point, point of origin. Okay? Point of origin. We can apply, let's go ahead and start with our, more of a cycle time. Let's start with our Mobius concept because it's the coolest once we actually go ahead and we do this little weird 3D depiction. So I'm about 6 minutes in. Let's try to do this part fast. Alright, so this right here, your point of interest, depending on what your point of interest is, right? Or your point of origin is, aka your ether, aka the start of the Big Bang, aka whatever. Now, the reason why this is important is because it keeps the point of origin in mind. Now, mind you, we technically can use any shape to depict this, and this is where fractals become so freaking fun. Okay, so let's just say that because it's a quantum field as well, it's happening more than once. It's happening constantly on all planes. This is could be by effects of so-called gravity or movement of frequency, movement of light. I won't bore you. That's why I told you should went to the Khan Academy first. So let's go ahead and understand basically how the point of origin can be traced from any point outside of itself. Okay? So let's just say we're picking up a signal from here. Or we're picking up a signal, let's say here. And maybe we're picking up a signal here. Okay? At this point, we would be the point of interest, we would be the point of origin, and the furthest point that we can actually hear would be the point of another point of origin. So we would be point of origin like A, it'd be like point of origin like B, whatever. So we can use math, arbitrary figures, meaning that figures that we can make up, like A could easily be 1 and B can easily be 2. So don't get caught up on the arbitrariness of the figures. Maybe I will use, let's use the brown. Okay. So I'm gonna kind of draw this like in the same time. So let's go. This is A. Well, this is B. Well, let's just say it. Well, actually, this is A. This would be A. Okay. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This field right here, this very interesting field right here, would be A minus 1. A minus 2. A minus 3. A minus 4. A minus 5. A minus 6. Okay? Connect. It's so cool. So let's go like this. Let's just say that the point of this whole thing, where the cool part comes, where trigonometry and geometry come into play. So this is a straight line, so to speak. Okay? This is a triangle. This is a triangle. This is a triangle. This is a triangle. And this is a triangle. And this is a triangle. We use right angles and any 360 degrees. We use right angles then to create other equations in fractals that help us determine an interest point. I know that was kind of boring, and I hope I didn't bore you too much. We got just a little bit more to talk about.